Hello, I'm Rebecca Flaherty, and in today's tutorial we're making this offset Harlequin type pattern in Procreate. This is a beginner to intermediate pattern with a twist on a classic look. It's made entirely with filled shapes, snapping and some simple maths. I know geometric stuff is easier in vector tools, but I promise it's totally doable in Procreate too, and it's actually really satisfying when you figure out how to make it work. You can grab the colour palette today from the Pattern Maker's Toolkit, and I'll leave all the dimension notes in the description for you. Let's get started. Let's start by setting the background colour. I'm going to choose this light colour there, and my first layer I'm going to fill with this orange colour. Then we're going to tap transform. You want to have bilinear on for your interpolation method for this one, and we're going to rotate it 45 degrees and fit it to the canvas. Then tap off the transform and back onto it. Then tap on one of these nodes, unlink the ratio, and we are going to make this into a squash diamond shape, which is going to be 1200 pixels wide and 900 pixels, 900, not 9000, 900 pixels tall. Then we're going to center this on the canvas there. Then I'm going to duplicate this shape, I'll alpha lock it and fill it with this next color there. Tap transform, and I'm going to make this one with the ratio unlinked 800 by 600, and then center this one on the canvas, and then I'll duplicate this bottom one again, bring it up to the top, and I'm going to make this one the same color as the background. Tap transform, unlink the ratio, and this one's going to be 400 by 300, and then center that on there as well. Then we can put all of those in a group. Then you need to grab this initial diamond that we started with, duplicate, and bring that one up and out of the group, and we'll hide this one to start with. We can use this to make the chevron shape now. So let's fill this with pink colour, and I'm going to duplicate because we need two of those. I'm going to add a layer, fill that with this colour as well, tap transform, tap on the node, unlink the ratio, and we are going to make it 1200 pixels wide, so it's the same width as our diamond, and make it 100 pixels tall. And then I'm going to bring that down and snap the top of the box to the middle of the canvas, so you should see something like that. That's the shape you should end up with. Then we're going to duplicate it. I'm going to invert the colours on this and bring down the opacity because this one is for a marker. Tap transform and snap it to the top of the diamond like that. Then I'm going to pinch and merge these together, bring the one with the weird handles on it underneath, and then this one I'll invert the colour, tap transform and snap this down to the bottom of that semi-transparent box there. We can hide the semi-transparent box now. We can also hide this layer, but I'm going to tap on the layer and select it. So we've got that invisible green diamond selected now, and we're going to tap on this layer here, tap transform and drag that selection off the canvas, and then we're left with this chevron shape which we're going to use to build our zigzag. You can get rid of these as well. Duplicate this, tap transform and bring it over there, and then do the same with this one, and then pinch and merge those together. We'll hide that for now and go back to building out our stripes of this now. All of the main motifs are in place and we can just put them together now. So duplicate this one and drag it over to there and snap it to the edge, and then do the same with this one And now those can be merged together, or you could just group those together if you want to keep the layers intact. I'm going to live dangerously and merge them all together. If you want to recolor this later or just go back and experiment some more, then I would leave those all in separate layers, but we're just going to flatten stuff for this tutorial. So now what we're going to do is duplicate this and snap half of it up to the top there, and those are going to get cut in half. Duplicate it again and cut it in half on the bottom there. And then I'm going to merge those together. So I've got this and this on the same layer now. Go back to this middle one, duplicate, tap transform, and bring it into this gap here. It should snap there, and we're going to snap it over to this edge there. So we've got these repeating like in an offset pattern now. Then duplicate that one, bring it up into this gap, and snap it over to that edge like that. Just have a zoom in there, make sure they're lined up nicely, and then those can be merged together. And then you can duplicate that and bring that down into this gap there, and that should all snap into place. What I'm going to do now is line everything up. So we've got the top one on top, the middle one, and then the bottom one, because we need to know which ones are which in a moment. So now we can turn this one on and use this to fill the gaps in between the spots like that, and that should snap into place there. Like the middle of this should be snapping to the bottom of this row of diamonds. And duplicate again and bring that one down here, and that should snap so that's halfway in between. On this one that we've just put down there, grab your lighter pink and fill that one. Then you can duplicate that one, flip it vertically, and we're going to bring that up into that gap there. Then this darker pink one, duplicate, tap transform, flip that one vertically, and bring that into that gap there. And then one little finishing touch, which is just going to make this pop nicely, is I'm going to make the ones in between these darker pink a bit darker, and the ones in between these lighter pink zigzags a bit lighter. And we're going to do that by finding the middle row, adding a layer above it, grab this grey and fill the layer, then make it a clipping mask over those. Change the blend mode to colour burn and bring it to about 25%. And you can see that makes those just that little bit darker. And then find your layer here that covers the top and bottom. And what we can do is just duplicate this whole layer, bring it above that, clip it down, and then on this one, change the blend mode to colour dodge, and that's going to make it a little bit lighter. Let's tidy this up by grouping everything there. And that's everything you need to put this pattern together. Let's have a look and see how it looks in repeat now. So copy all and then paste. Snap this up to the middle. Zoom in and check that seam there. That looks okay. Duplicate and then snap that one down to the bottom. And that's how this one is looking in repeat. Don't forget to grab the palette I've used today from the Pattern Makers Toolkit. Want more Procreate geometric pattern tutorials? My Skillshare class is a great next step, and you can get 1 month free with the link in the description. Don't forget to subscribe here on YouTube for your weekly dose of pattern making fun. Have fun, stay creative, and I will see you soon.